All right. So, yeah, I'm still processing what we just witnessed for Extreme Rules, which, okay, I think, and listen, it's, I guess, an entertaining pay-per-view based on the number of text messages I get throughout the show.
I took real handwritten notes while watching it.
Dude, you should take a photo of that and put that on social.
No, there's some things I wrote down that I can't share
blur
on
out.
social.
But but between talking to Tommy here in person, Richard, you and I going back and forth, our buddy Kenny, also our buddy Alonzo, my coworker Mike. I mean, there's just so many people I was texting throughout this pay-per-view, just our reactions. And it's tough because I'm trying to respond to everyone, but I'm still trying to watch what's happening on TV and this show. Wow. So, yes, let's start out today's show by talking about the horror show at Extreme Rules. That's the full name that they've been beating into our heads for the last few weeks on Raw and SmackDown. And
I'm into that, though, because they used to do that with all the pay-per-views and have some sort of tagline.
Yeah.
It's nice they're differentiating that.
So, if you want, we could talk about the pre-show, which, I mean, if you listen to this show long enough, we always joke. Listen, the pre-show back in, the 90s or even before the network existed, that was the way to hook you in to get to buy the pay-per-view. But with the WWE network, most of us, if we're watching the pre-show on the network, we're already a subscriber. So it's not like you're hooking us to subscribe unless you're watching.
They were showing some of those. I don't know if it's for just the big pay-per-views, but some of them were showing on TV.
Yeah, or on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook Live.
So I don't know where they show up because I'm not looking there. But
yeah, no, we're all subscribers to the WWE Network. So first match, which they announced, I believe it was this morning, Kevin Owens taking on the artist formerly known as Buddy Murphy, just Murphy now. But Richard, I had a chance to ask you, did you catch that pre-show match?
I caught the last 5 minutes. So I saw Kevin Owens get the win. And
yeah. Not too much to say there. Yeah, it was just, a match to get the crowd. Well, not really a crowd per se. The NXT signees, trainees out there, get them hyped
NXT
up.
Universe.
NXT Universe. Which is so weird because there's you see Shotzi Blackheart out there. You can't miss her with her, her green hair.
And rocking out.
Yeah, and you also see just other members of the NXT roster who some of them are in current storylines and then they're, in the crowd trying to cheer on the big shows, the main shows. I don't know. It's just very interesting. It's like they're doing everything, but then they're just kind of more just, being like an extra body to fill the audience floor out there. But so, Kevin Owens got the victory here. And, for him, cool, I guess. I feel like for months now, he's been ongoing just dealing with Seth Rollins and his crew and all the different members he's been having between even back earlier this year before the pandemic hit AOP and then, Buddy Murphy. And then Austin Theory, he hasn't been on lately. Do you guys know any particular reason why? I mean, I don't think they ran him off in any way. I don't know.
I assume he got injured or something.
Okay.
Probably something minor because we didn't hear about a big injury.
Yeah, so it's just, Murphy and Seth Rollins right now are just the two working together. They're the Monday Night Messiah group or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, Kevin Owens got the victory. Cool for him. And hopefully he'll move on to something else a little bit more, a bigger storyline. I know he was away for a while, just, staying home, trying to avoid getting coronavirus. He was, he took time off away from the Performance Center. So yeah, we shall see if something big will come of Kevin Owens moving forward. I guess kudos to him. It was revealed earlier on this week. He was the one who talked to Vince McMahon and made sure everyone in attendance was wearing masks. So kudos to Kevin Owens for speaking up. And I guess him and Vince have a pretty good relationship that he's willing to listen to Kevin Owens. So, all right, moving on to the quote main show or the start of the main show. And it was the SmackDown tag team titles on the line. This is something we kind of see develop the last couple of weeks on SmackDown. It's the New Day, the champions, taking on Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. And it was a tables match, as we saw, was it last week's episode. Shinsuke and Cesaro put the New Day through a table, and obviously That's a sign. Oh, that's going to be their stipulation for their match at Extreme Rules. So, Richard, just, your initial thoughts of the opening match on the main show.
That was one of the matches I was most looking forward to in terms of a wrestling match quality. Mm-hmm. And I loved the finish. That power bomb through the double tables. I can't remember the last time someone went through double tables on, being forced through it than falling off of a ladder onto table. So that was beautiful.
Yeah, that spot alone. Wow, that was, oh my God, that was a big spot right there. And I was like, I watched it live and I was like, whoa, I mean, just poor Kofi.
I saw someone had posted on Twitter, I don't remember who it was, but they had posted that Nakamura wins a title every time he's on the last 3 years of Extreme Rules. Oh. So last year he won the IC belt, and 3 years ago he won the US title. And started his Knock America campaign.
Yeah, okay. So that's a great bit of a fact right there for Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, Extreme Rules is his good luck charm. Yeah,
he's extreme, brother.
Very much extreme. And also, just want to give a disclaimer. Kudos to my brother Tommy. He was making dinner during most of this pay-per-view, so that's why Tommy didn't get to see much of it. He said he's going to rewatch it on his own time, but no, he still wanted to be part of the show tonight.
I did watch the last two matches, though.
So we'll get Tommy's input towards the end of this, but so Richard, I'm already predicting this is Cesaro and Shinsuke. They're probably going to have a good little run with the SmackDown titles. I know SummerSlam, they did announce SummerSlam is happening next month. Now, the location, that's yet to be seen. Most likely, it's probably going to be at the Performance Center again. I know.
I've heard it's rumors that it's going to be at the Performance Center.
Yeah, they were trying to figure out alternative locations if it's possible. But, hey, this pandemic is not letting up, as anyone who follows the news.
Yeah, remember when everyone wanted them to move WrestleMania to the summertime?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's nothing's changed, unfortunately. Just another reminder.
Please, everything is stay put.
Yeah, please wear your mask, people. Let's get this pandemic over.
Be smart.
But so I'm just already predicting this. Cesaro and Shinsuke, forever how long they're champions, I predict they're going to lose it, and then they're going to split, and then they're probably going to have a good little rivalry whenever that happens.
That'll be good.
Yeah. Do you think that'd be something we can see down the road, Shinsuke versus Cesaro down the road?
I don't know about you guys, but I think sooner down the road, it looked like Big E didn't come to Kofi's aid after he got thrown through that table.
Yeah.
And Big E just looked like he was sulking there. So maybe we get that split before we get Cesaro and Nakamura.
Well, that's something people have been wanting for a while now. Because listen, the New Day, they've been around, 7 years now? Or... please excuse my...
6 years. 6 years.
Yeah.
It was right before WrestleMania here.
Yeah, so they've been a thing for a minute now. And so, listen, any faction, long-term faction, a lot of people assume they're going to eventually split for whatever reasons. And that's how you build up new storylines amongst each other. It's fresh storylines that way. And I know a lot of people were hoping once Kofi was champion, WWE champion last year, that Big E would turn on him. And that could be a good little rivalry right there. But we never saw that. So maybe, they're finally going to do that. Give Kofi and Big E something to do. Just take on each other. Kind of a little bit of a modern day mega powers, if you want to call it that, as far as tag team champions. But yeah, if that happens, cool. I would like to see maybe Big E as like a big monster heel. That's why I vision what would be out of that scenario. Kofi is the natural babyface. So yeah, no, I'm with you, Rich. I think that's going to happen at some point. So we shall wait and see. And next up was the singles match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Champion Bayley with Sasha Banks in her corner, taking on Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. And Rich, I don't know about you, but like just reading the body language from that match, the start of it, Nikki Cross, she came to that ring. I just thought she was looking so excited, smile on her face, full of energy. Bayley, I thought, I don't know, she just seemed like her energy was a little bit low. And so I just interpreted that like, oh my God, maybe Nikki's actually going to get a win here. Like this is kind of foreshadowing a title change here. I don't know about you, but I saw that and I was like, man, just kind of reading the body language, are we going to see a title change? Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Bayley just ended up winning. But I know, Richard, your thoughts on this match specifically?
All I wrote down on my notes for this one was it was a fine match with a really good finish. I like the cheating finish, and I really am enjoying Bayley figuring out her inner heel. So
yeah, it's definitely, as time has gone on and progressed as this heel role model, if you want to call it that, it's been giving her like new life as far as just a personality, and she's really owning
she struggled. She really struggled at first. So, and I like that she cheated in such a classic way. So
yeah, no, it was a great match there, and cheated. And then I don't know about you, but a lot of people were commenting. I guess she had like a Band-Aid or something on her stomach. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter, but yeah, I just saw people commenting. They're all like staring at her stomach, the match. I was like, okay.
I know what you're looking at.
That's all the Twitterverse.
Sure.
People are staring at. That's always, you can blame it on Twitter.
Freaks.
I saw this on Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Bailey ended up getting the victory. Oh yeah, because she used Sasha's boss. So it's not so much like
her brass knucks.
Yeah, it was her boss knucks.
Yeah,
boss
there you go.
That's what we'll call it. That. So yeah, Bailey got the victory, and that's I just want to see freshen things up, a new opponent. Like I think her and Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, that's ran its course. I want to see Bailey take on someone else, but I think WWE they have that potential split with Sasha Banks in their back pocket. So I don't know if they're trying to save that for when crowds return. So in the meantime, I don't know if there's someone else on the SmackDown roster that can start challenging her. So I don't know. We shall wait and see on that one as well. And then next up, kind of a little bit of a bummer.
Some people are calling this the real main event.
Really?
No.
Okay. No, I was going to say, so, but MVP, next up, they were advertising it was going to be the U.S. title match.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
I didn't even write anything down to that.
That's the thing. There wasn't anything to really write. So it was, it was advertised that it was going to be the U.S. title match, the champion Apollo Crews taking on MVP. MVP, who a couple weeks ago revealed the new design for the U.S. title, but he's been owning it and wearing it and showing around every week on TV. Apollo Crews hasn't been on TV in weeks. So like the buildup for this was kind of just one-sided. It was just MVP talking ass the last couple weeks with Bobby Lashley. And then sure enough, the announce team announced that Apollo Crews did not pass his physical and unfortunately had to forfeit. And that's it. And like MVP came out, cut a quick promo, and moved on. So no U.S. title match tonight.
I have nothing to say on this.
I know there's not much to say. So it's just kind of a bummer.
We'll just move on to the real main event.
Okay. Well, first, I just hope Apollo Crews is okay. Whatever if there's a legit injury or
I think it's all storyline for it's gonna come out on Raw, and then they'll do some sort of real match or something.
Yeah. And then, next up was the match I think most people
were looking forward to.
And we're anticipating, had their eye on, I guess you could say.
I had one eye on this match the whole time.
Wow. Is that the line you're waiting to share?
Nope.
Okay, all right. Okay, so it was Seth Rollins taking on Rey Mysterio, eye for an eye match, and man, so yeah, for the last couple of weeks when this match was made,
you're so flustered. Right
I'm trying to think, like, okay, like as a professional, like how can I explain this? I mean, listen, everyone
here. Let me take care of this for you.
All right.
Seth Rollins blinded Rey Mysterio and then went and puked. And my good buddy Wrestling Animal Association on Instagram told me to tell you, hello, I'm Seth Rollins. Welcome to Jackass. Because that's what the segment felt like.
I mean, it was like I listen, like I'm 36 years old. I watched a lot of wrestling in my lifetime. I've lived through many different eras in pro wrestling, between the 80s, the rock and roll era, to the 90s, the new generation, the attitude era, ruthless aggression, the PG era, to what we are now. And like this whole match, I've seen people just confused. Like, how is this going to work? Like, they advertise an eye for an eye match, and it's like
This is how I feel every time I've seen AEW. So welcome to my world.
You want to pull your eye out?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like in a normal, responsible world, how are you going to do this? Like, how are you going to, like...
I thought it was going to be a cinematic match.
Yeah, like okay, how are you going to pull someone's eye out and be legal? Like, that's not... It's an illegal act. So the rumors we were seeing from all the dirt sheets and the websites was that this was going to be a pre-taped cinematic match and they were going to use CGI. And for me, I was kind of hoping we would get something maybe like from oh my god, what's the 80s the superhero who had the Toxic Avenger, like, you know, those type of movies where it's like the over the top campy blood and guts squirting everywhere.
It was.
I thought we were gonna get something like that, and then maybe I'd be like, oh, okay, that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, there was some good action in there, like real action, but like when I was talking to my buddy William about it, like we both kind of came to the conclusion that they should have done like an I Quit match, and had the tagline be eye for an eye, like they did with Randy Orton and Edge being the greatest match ever or whatever.
So play on words in that sense.
Play on words and then make it like something like that, because then they could still go for the eye the whole time, because there was moments that it looked like Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard going for the eye, and it was just like they should have just kept it like that.
Yeah.
Not to just go back to the past, but you know, it the stipulation was pretty silly.
Yeah, so listen, like, okay, when I saw them coming out to the ring, the regular ring, the setup, I was like, okay, so was this pre-taped at all? This was not filmed elsewhere off-site? No, it looked like it was just live in the Performance Center like every other match. I'm sure maybe it was filmed earlier in the day or something and they just spliced it in, but nonetheless, it was not off-site somewhere. It was not done somewhere where they can like add some effects to it, whatever. But yeah, so the most of this match was Seth and Ray trying to attack each other and use weapons to go for each other's eyes. So it was fine for that, you know, just them back and forth trying to go for each other's eye. And then even Seth, he came out with like those not like pliers, what do you call it? Like
they're pliers.
Yeah, or like a big old wrench thing. So I was like, oh my god, they're gonna go that far?
Yeah.
And then, so just to jump ahead to the end, was pretty much what we saw for the last few weeks was literally Seth trying to put Ray's eye in the stair, and he did, and he backed off, and then all of a sudden they cut to like Seth's face, and he's like freaking out, and all of a sudden they cut back to Ray, and he's on the ground. Like, so you assume, I mean, I'm just playing this out in my head, was he popped, or he took his eye back, or his head back off the stair, and his eye popped out from that. But all we saw, they cut right back to Ray, and you literally for like half a second, his hands both on his eye, both hands on his eye, and you see looks like a toy eye in his, like, quickly, like in between his fingers. You could see it briefly, like literally was a quick second, and like there was thankfully a lot of people on Twitter got the screenshot of it, so I might put that out on In The Kliq social handles later, so you guys can see what I'm referring to. But no, because I started texting that photo to some friends, and some of them missed it because that's how quick it was on the show. It was a quick second. They showed the eye, and it was just a toy eye. Like, that's the thing. There was no blood on Ray's hands, like blood squirting out. There was no, like, the eye looked, it was super white.
I think hearing you try to explain this is exactly why they did the match. To fluster everyone that had to talk about it.
I love this. And like, in the back, they're like, I can't wait for all these podcasters to talk about this.
I mean, about halfway through the match, I was cracking up laughing because of both of them pleading, "No! Oh God, no!"
And
Seth, no, don't do it.
And then Seth starts puking, which, like, what is that? That, like, we've seen that before in other, like, fake puke.
That was real puke.
It looked like a protein shake, like he had earlier in the day.
He had a protein shake and oatmeal, it looked like. That was good.
I mean, like, I get more entertainment now whenever I see something bad on a show. go to Twitter and read the comments, and that kind of justifies my feelings one way or the other. Like, I get validation from the wrestling fans on Twitter, good or bad.
Yeah, oftentimes you'll realize that I'm more upset than I should be because that guy's freaking out way more about this than he should be.
Exactly. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's pro wrestling under the WWE umbrella, emphasis on the E, and they have children that watch this, so yeah, it's not going to be.
That was wrestling, brother. RASSLI, that's wrestling.
Man, I'm God, I don't know what else to say about that. It was just.
All right, we'll move on.
Yeah, let's just move on. Let's step away from that.
Sasha Banks versus Asuka.
Yes, and to their credit, I was like, oh God, they have to follow that. Like, I was kind of worried for them.
Yeah, how do you follow that?
Yeah, but to their credit, Sasha Banks taking on Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Dude, they came out swinging. That match was awesome until the end. But before we get there, so Richard, just initial thoughts on this match between the two.
There were some really stellar spots in the match.
Mm-hmm.
I put down the beautiful armbar takedown from Sasha really early on.
Yeah.
The corner code breaker. The knee buckle from Sasha off the ropes was nasty.
Yeah.
And I thought like the match was going to have to stop, but then they went through these crazy transitions together. Really good stuff. Got a kick out of Bayley taking out the referee's shirt and declaring herself the referee.
Yeah, okay, so so the match itself, like, I was talking to our buddy Kenny about this earlier, was...
Sinatra?
Yeah.
I know him.
Yeah, dude, I wish I could read all of his texts on this.
Yeah, he gets angry.
Dude, he gets very angry. He wanted me to text you and ask you what his commentary is like. I guess just to validate how angry
my God.
he can get.
Kenny, I had Kenny over for WrestleMania in Orlando, I think it was.
Yeah.
And the whole time he's calling. I mean, he kept with it like it was the actual person, but he was doing commentary and calling everyone to Tonka and it's B. Brian Blair when it's Daniel Bryan, and he's a terrible person. I love him.
Yeah,
I love you, Kenny.
We all love you, Kenny. No,
I love you the most.
But I think what we should maybe do, I told him this, like, maybe down the road we should do like a classic pay-per-view review, like with all of us, and like have Kenny pick out stuff. Because I don't know about you, but Kenny, he's always telling me like I told him like a long time ago, I loved the Bushwhackers when I was a kid. He's like,
you should tell you about the sheep herd.
Yeah, you guys see the sheep herders before that in Australia and New Zealand and everything.
Chicken wire matches.
Exactly.
He showed me some pretty gross stuff.
And I was like, and I looked it up. And I was like, oh my God, my childhood was so like fake. Like,
yeah, there's a reason why they had all those scars on their heads.
Exactly. So I saw that, and so no, Kenny's always has opened my eye up to a lot of things. Just so I always respect Kenny's knowledge of pro wrestling, but so obviously, yeah, he's very old school in that sense. And so I think down the road, maybe we should do like have him pick out like something from the '80s or something, and we all just review it together. Hear his commentary.
A watch along.
Yeah, something like that. I think that'd be kind of fun. But but this match itself for Asuka and Sasha, like. The women matches tonight, I really thought helped. They were like the MVPs, no pun intended.
Yeah,
the MVP.
They were the most athletic matches on the show.
They saved this show to be something decent to talk about tonight. But no, but Sasha and Asuka, like, to their credit, man, they came out swinging, just back and forth. I love this match. Everything. I mean, it just shows. WWE's women's division is okay, while Charlotte and Becky are gone right now. Even Ronda, if you want to include that.
Yeah.
No, WWE's women's division is totally fine. But yes,
I had the same thought when I was watching it. I had the exact same thought, and I wrote down they still got Asuka, they still got Kyrie, they still got Bayley, Sasha, Nia, Rhea Ripley, and Naomi. So they're in good shape still.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Is like, I'm like, okay, like, Becky, go be a mom right now. That's awesome. So happy for Charlotte. Take time off if the reports
she deserves it.
Yeah, she needs to rest, and if the reports are true, she's getting like new boobies again or something like that. Like they're fixing some issue she's had. Like, that's fine. Go take care of that, and enjoy your time off and rest. She's been doing a lot of overtime. But yeah, there's plenty of other women who are just killing it right now with just the athleticism and these stellar matches. And yeah, so the finish was getting kind of a little bit wonky, a little bit, Tom, you said, like a little bit of a dusty finish. It's like all these Kairi Sane getting involved, Bayley getting involved, distracting the ref.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Asuka's still the champ. Like,
yes.
They just stole it and left. So
exactly,
that was old school wrestling. No joke intended there. But
so yeah, Asuka blows the green mist, and Sasha ducks and hits the ref, and the ref is like, it wasn't that like his face was not super green. I was a little bit bummed. I was like, I wanted it to be like super green, like when Charlotte got it that one time. Remember when Charlotte got it from Asuka and she lifted her hair up before she got it?
See, that's the problem, because there's not a lot of blondes anymore. So like when Charlotte gets it gets all in her hair and everything, and it's like, whoa,
it stands out totally. So the ref is like, I'm blind, and Bayley runs in, grabs his shirt, puts it on, and gives 3 count, and they grab the Raw title and leave. So, yeah, it wasn't an official ref count, but they're declaring themselves the winner. Asuka's upset, and so...
That was good.
Yeah,
that was all good.
So this is obviously going to continue on Raw for X amount of time, and maybe it could be, lead to maybe a SummerSlam rematch of some sort. I don't know what's going to be up there down the road, but... Yeah, it's not official. It was not an official ref count. So, yeah, as you said, she just stole the Raw title and ran out the Performance Center. So it'd be interesting to see how they're going to keep this going. But I was just going to say, what was I also going to say about the match? No, like I said, it was just stellar overall and what they did and all that stuff. And, that's what it was. Before I forget, sorry, not to jump back, but for the MVP, Apollo Crews, so it's still technically like 2 U.S. champions. So Kenny brought up a good point. Maybe it'll be like a ladder match for the U.S. title. U.S. title.
I like that idea.
At SummerSlam. I think that was Kenny who said that. Oh, my God, now I'm going to give wrong props.
Yeah. Give Kenny the prop.
Yeah,
he needs it.
Yeah. So, and then let's jump ahead to one of the I like to say co-main events.
Whoa! You're missing something here, brother.
There
was right after that match, we got a backstage update, and Charlie gave us an important update on Rey Mysterio. It looks like he'll be okay. But there's some serious damage to his eye.
Is that the one with Bayley as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No, because I was like, I went upstairs. I was getting like a second helping of dinner. So
you needed a break.
Dude, I needed one so bad. I needed a drink too. So please, fill me in.
That's about it. Other than Animal Wrestling Association said that Brother Love needs to come out tomorrow night and give Rey Mysterio a healing on Raw.
See, that's what I was thinking. Maybe Seth, as the Messiah, can heal Rey too now. Oh
my God, that's such a good idea.
Right? He could be like, I give you the power to grow a new eye or something. Or maybe like Thor,
oh my God.
Thor in Endgame when Rocket gave him a new eye and he put it in and he's like, I can see again, but I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, how they... it's one thing to announce that match, but then how are they going to follow through? And then moving forward, if Ray stuck around with the company because he's been working without a contract, or if he left and went somewhere else and he shows up on a new promotion with same old eyes. I don't know. Anyway,
it's a miracle, like PCO.
Yes. All that, man. So we jump ahead to one of the main events for the night. WWE Championship on the line. Drew McIntyre, the champion, taking on Dolph Ziggler, and the big storyline here was Dolph was keeping a secret of what his stipulation was going to be for Extreme Rules. They come to the ring, and Dolph pretty much announced his stipulation is he gets to treat it like an Extreme Rules match, while Drew just has to treat it like a normal regular match, and if at any moment he gets disqualified,
I loved it.
He automatically loses the championship to Dolph. And yeah, I'm with you. I was like, that is kind of smart, because I think a lot of people were predicting, he was going to remove just the Claymore or something.
Exactly. I was thinking it was going to be either that or he was going to have Zelina Vega be a guest referee. Since Drew and Zelina's, since he's won the belt, have had heat, so. But this was a pleasant surprise and a really good match.
Yeah, so Tommy, that's when Tommy was able to sit down after dinner and start enjoying it. So your thoughts on Dolph versus Drew?
I thought it was a pretty good match. They were just working hard as always, and Drew was just landing some perfect workman punches. Some great spots where where Drew was just slinging them around the ring and the outside the ring, and there was a great spot where Ziggler was on top of the top rope there, and he does the
flying elbow.
Yeah, the elbow drop right on McIntyre.
Yeah, on the table.
That was great. That was a great spot.
And to Dolph's credit, like we all know Dolph is an amazing worker, athleticism, and all that stuff. But that spot right there, like Richard, you saw how high he jumped up. And I was thinking, that's a lot of weight to come down on someone to put like your full body. To his credit, he almost like he came straight down and like almost landed like on his feet, like standing up. But he still delivered the elbow
perfectly.
But not putting it like, in real seriousness, not trying to hurt Drew, like shoot style, like as far as, it's like he landed on the side, almost like grazed him. So it was a great spot without like seriously injuring Drew.
It was a safe spot.
Yeah, it was a safe spot, I thought.
I think that spot was something that would not have looked good without the quarantine. If that was in an arena, we would have got a wide shot of that, and it would have looked cool, but we had seen it a million times. We got a camera like right under him. Yeah. And it looked so much higher that way. It was great.
Yeah, so it was a great spot that he was able to kind of land on him, elbow through him through the table, but not like put all his weight on him. So Drew's not like he'd be seriously hurt from it. But yeah, still effective as far as putting him through the table. I thought that was just a great spot right there. And just, as Tommy said, just a hard hitting from Drew and Dolph back and forth. Like, listen, not jump ahead, but Drew, got the victory. He busted that Claymore out of nowhere.
10 out of 10, I tweeted.
But that just he nailed it and took Dolph out and got the victory. And I don't know about you, Richard. Like I said this many times before, I'm loving Drew as WWE champion, and he's ranking up just an amazing list of accomplishments or wins as WWE champion.
It's refreshing.
Yeah. Beats Brock Lesnar, beats the Big Show right after that, Bobby Lashley, Dolph Ziggler,
Seth Rollins,
Andrade.
Yeah. Dude, he's just looking dominant, and that's something I know in the past, and he's great on the mic. He's very confident, aggressive, talks back, and that's
refreshing.
Yeah, and that's something
it's different, and it's not
they're doing a great
cookie
job.
Cutter.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of booking him as a strong ass-kicking babyface.
Yeah, because that's something, in the past people have criticized WWE with their booking of the babyface. They always made him look kind of like just dumb or making dumb mistakes in the ring or just looking stupid. And that's why all the heels always come off more cool. For example, like on NXT, like Undisputed Era, they're supposed to be heels, but we still cheer them on.
Well, on that note, there was a point in the match where there was a table early on. There was a table outside the ring, and Drew was about to suplex Ziggler through it. And he stopped himself and realized, I'm going to lose the match if I disqualify myself.
Yes.
Turned around, still carrying Ziggler, and dumped him outside the ring. And then he sat up and was like, damn it. And it was like, that's good. He's not a dumb babyface champion. He's a thinking man's champion. It's good.
Exactly. And to be honest, I thought maybe Randy Orton was going to come out and get involved because he wasn't booked for the night. And I know he still has his ongoing issue with the Big Show, and I'm sure
tomorrow night.
Yeah. So I guess maybe that's why they kept him off. But I thought maybe they start laying the seeds for what all of us have talked about before. What we want to see is maybe they eventually Drew versus Randy at SummerSlam. I know they still got a month now until that happens. So if they want to go that storyline route, they could still have plenty of time to build it up. But so yeah, I was anticipating Randy Orton would get involved, but nonetheless, hey, this match, clean victory for Drew. I love it. I mean, this was like one of all the like bad finishes from tonight's show. This was an actually just great basic match with the winner, babyface champion winning.
And it was a clean finish.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than like it was one of the shining moments from tonight. So And then we jump ahead to the last match of the night. WWE Universal Champion Braun Strowman in a non-title match taking on Bray Wyatt in the Wyatt Swamp fight. And man,
it felt like watching The Evil Dead, but with not the same acting quality.
I thought it was kind of shades of Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Friday. So, yeah, none of us knew what to really expect other than it was going to be another cinematic match. And it was supposed to be a Bray Wyatt swamp. And so they cut to this match. And, yeah, we see Bray Wyatt sitting in a rocking chair in the middle of a dirt road.
I was kind of into it at first up until they brought Braun to that shack. And Bray just cut a really long promo that, like, took me out of the rest of it. Otherwise, I would have been fine with it. Like, the cinematic match is fine.
Yeah, and that's
that promo just went on and on and on.
Well, also before that, because he, like Braun was like on a hallucinating or whatever, but saw like a twin.
Yeah, he
of
was
him.
on opium.
He was just tweaking out. But then we see these two like masked figures attacking him in the forest. It looked like, and it wasn't me, but like it looked like it was supposed to be. I was going to say Brody Lee, but I mean his previous name in WWE.
The Bludgeon Brothers?
Yeah, the Bludgeon Brothers, Eric Rowan. Like, it looked like their outfits that they would wear, but they were wearing masks, so you couldn't tell who it was, so they could put anyone else. So that's why I thought is this
Luke Harper, by the way.
Luke Harper. Was this supposed to be?
I thought Rowan was going to pop up for a second.
That's what I thought, too. Like, the rumor was I think he was going to be brought back for, like, a one-off thing, like similar to what Heath Slater did a couple weeks ago, But yeah, the way those guys were dressed, I know it was very quick, and it was dark. But to me, it looked like they were wearing Luke Harper and Eric Rowan's outfits. Mm-hmm. But with the mask, they were trying to cover that up and thinking, oh, it's kind of play on the whole Wyatt family attacking him. But anyway, yeah, the whole chained up in the chair sequence, yeah, that promo or conversation with Bray was going on really long, and then, like, was that supposed to be Sister Abigail coming out with some lady with the snake and bites him and he starts hallucinating and like, okay, listen.
So it got good again when there was a man on fire. And
who was that guy?
Yeah, who was that guy?
I don't know. His hair was nicely combed at first, and then he caught on fire. Yeah. And then we got Alexa Bliss looking as only Alexa Bliss can.
Yeah.
And then they tried to drown each other.
And then they're in the dirty water.
Yeah. I kept looking for bug bites. I couldn't help myself. I'm like watching it, and I'm like, there's got to be mosquitoes all over there.
I know.
Well, you could tell how humid it was. Like they're both just sweating their ass off at nighttime on the dirt road earlier. But
it felt like they probably were filming like 8 hours just to get those shots or whatever.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, and my thing is like, okay, like I know people were texting me, Kenny specifically, was like, quit talking, get to the actual wrestling.
Yeah, just to get to a fight.
It was taking forever and ever, and I was like, come on. And so they finally start wrestling each other in the water, and then all of a sudden you see Braun kicking. I think kicked Bray back in the water, and all of a sudden you see the little Extreme Rules copyright thing in the corner.
That was a nice touch.
Yeah. But I was like, oh wait, that's it?
Yeah, exactly. And I if you know a horror movie, I'm on the phone with my buddy, and I'm like, he's gonna grab him by the face and pull him in the water. Like, it's a classic horror movie trope. So sure enough, he did.
And then all of a sudden the Fiend popped up, and the water turns red or whatever, bright like light red lights, and yeah, eventually. That was it, and it went black. The screen went black, and yes, I guess Bray Wyatt won, but it was non-title.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a non-title match. I thought he was. Is he technically the Universal Champion? I thought.
No, so I'm guessing the blow off. The third match is going to be at SummerSlam. I mean, that's all right. I'm already figuring that out. But Richard, let me ask you this. So this was the sequel, I guess you could say, as far as Bray Wyatt's cinematic matches, going back to his WrestleMania match.
It didn't live up. It didn't live up.
Okay, I was going to say, this is when the sequel was not as good as the first match.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It's also not it's probably the worst cinematic thing that they've done so far.
Yeah.
And I kind of got that feeling just based off of, remember when the New Day came to the Wyatts and the swamp before?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So I was already kind of had that stink still, and it was just kind of, eh.
So I was going to say, a lot of people were praising Bray for WrestleMania for that cinematic match. But keep in mind, John Cena had a lot of input on that as well. And so...
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, like, I think a lot of people were giving Bray a lot of credit for that WrestleMania match. But I think you can easily argue now, based on tonight's video or cinematic match, that maybe Cena was kind of the main reason that one worked so well at WrestleMania, his input. I'm just guessing, because as you mentioned, the New Day match from a couple years ago. So... And then also the Randy Orton one as well. Remember that one? So Bray is what? Let's see. That's
he's 1 for 4.
1 for 4. Oh no, he had the one with Matt Hardy as well, right? At the lake of
reincarnation.
So, and that was pretty good. So what? 2 for 5. He's batting 400. Okay. So if that, wait, let me see. Hardy, Orton, New Day, Cena. Braun, yeah, he's 2 for 5, maybe out. That's what someone should do a countdown, rank all of the cinematic matches for Bray Wyatt.
Didn't he have one with Orton, I thought?
Yeah, Randy Orton, yeah.
That's where they burned down the house.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so, I mean, is that 6 then? I don't know, I'm losing track. But yeah, so no, I like this. My point being, I think Cena was the MVP of the WrestleMania match now, as we're slowly starting to see. So
yeah.
But anyway, so, yeah, that was Extreme Rules. The horror show Extreme Rules, excuse me. So it's done.
We got another horror show to cover here.
Yeah, so let's just wrap it up there for Extreme Rules, and yeah, just start the countdown ready for SummerSlam.